Hey, this is Edward again, and today I want to talk about buying boring, recession-resistant laundry businesses in US. And I'm going to go through a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to talk about the truth about them. I'm going to talk about the business model in general. I'm going to talk about the market in general, how many businesses are available and what's happening, how you can finance some of these deals. Some custom due diligence things for you. And at the end of the video, if you need a little bit more information, you can just DM me on LinkedIn and request some custom checklists as far as the due diligence. But just go for this full video. It's going to really help you understand this. Now, the truth is, there's acquirers or business owners who make millions in any industry. So it's not about the industry, it's just more about fundamentals of a market and executing the process, right? Because a lot of people ask me, what's the best industry to get into? There's no such thing as the best thing. There's people that execute different things a lot better. So just keep that in mind. The purpose of a lot of these episodes related to a lot of these industries, which this is episode number two, the former one was the waste management industry. I just want to pass the knowledge. I just want to educate you so you could become better on your journey of you acquiring these businesses and just not getting into some of these mistakes. The business models is fairly simple. It's typically um, self-service washing or drying for customers. And it basically operates with coins or it operates with cards, which are operated from machines, card operated machines. This business model essentially is based on the volume of machines you have and then whatever revenue you're getting from some of these machines, right? That's really what they really do. As far as revenue sources, it's really coin card machine uses, vending, and wash and fold. You could also get recurrency in this business, meaning you can get recurring income because a lot of your customers are going to come weekly or bi-weekly, so it's a more predictable business model because of that. As far as margins, typically in between 20, 25, 30%. In some cases, it could go up to even 35%. The capex of a business is fairly high because there's water bills, machines, plumbing, you're reinvesting into these machines to maintain them. The labor is a little bit less expensive as well. So it's a fairly high cash flow business. It's fairly resistant to recessions. As far as operations, it's not considered really a super passive business model. It's kind of like semi-passive. So you need to maintain some of the machines. You want to make sure you understand how you're managing some of your costs here. You understand some of the financials of a business, and you really try to deliver a fairly good customer experience, and you try to keep your prices up. So let's talk about some of the main truths about the business model. So you want to make sure getting into business that has great people, just because this business is still going to be dependent on the experience of the customers, and this is still very important in a business model like this. So make sure you're investing in a company with very good people, great employees. They understand what they're doing, and they actually focus on the customer side. The second misconception here, it's a lot of people think that they're going to get into this, it's going to be fully passive. It's not passive. You still need to manage the key people daily, be in touch with them, be in touch with a business, be in touch with the costs, understand what's happening daily, weekly, and ideally do it locally. You got to be very prepared to understand where you're going to be able to add value. Is it marketing? Is it reducing costs? Is it buying a second company? Is it integrating something? I'm not sure what you're good at, but you need to identify that to be prepared on how you're going to be able to add value to these businesses. Also, a very important distinction with this business model is you need to keep your pricing higher. Typically, these are the guys that I see having better businesses. So premium pricing is going to win in the market. You don't want to position yourself as the lowest price point possible. Okay. And then there's a bottleneck of a business. It's really the machine. You need to maintain them, reinvest in them. There's a lot of different things that can happen with that. So let's talk about total addressable market in US particularly. There's in between 20,000 to 30,000 businesses based on IBIS World, which is a statistical thing that you could get into and review that. which means it's a highly fragmented space. It's a good opportunity for people that are entrepreneurs or want to buy businesses, which is the ETA community, right? There's around 258 listings as of today, November 2025, in between 300K in value to up to 3 million in asking price. So that gives you an idea of the market is fairly active. Okay. Related to financing some of these deals, SBA loans are possible, or conventional loans might be possible, but typically because we're on the smaller side, you're going to go a very traditional path as far as getting a commercial loan or an SBA loan. The problem is going to be to be able to trace the actual income, to be able to trace the deposits, to be able to trace the cash flow. Because a lot of these businesses rely on cash, and they're not really reporting that. What's happening is you're not really able to get an SBA loan on cash. You're only able to get that on the taxes or the things they have that are recorded. So that becomes a little bit more difficult. A lot of the buyers we see that are getting in the space, they do a combination of cash payments from either themselves or the investor that they raised capital from, and they do a little bit of seller financing carryback. So in between 10 to even in some cases up to 60%, but 10 to 30 is a little bit more common. Okay. Now, as far as some of these machines, you could also get in some down payment from equipment financing. So one of the interesting combination you could do is a down payment from yourself, a little bit of financing for some of these equipments. If you could do that, maybe some sort of commercial loan and then some seller carryback. Okay, so this is kind of like a combo you can use to do some of these deals. Now, again, the way you would finance a deal is you would look at each deal, and if you need help with that, just DM me on LinkedIn because I can't just give you very specific advice on that because it's depending on what's happening in the deal. Now, as far as a custom due diligence checklist, take a look at financials last 3 years at least. If they have any statements on the merchant, and especially look at water bills and utilities last 3 years. Water bills last 3 years are going to determine or are going to give you insight into how much actual cash flow realistically they're generating. Because they can skew a lot of the numbers as far as taxes and a lot of other numbers, but water bills is going to give you a good indicator on that as well. So just keep that in touch and make sure you understand that. Make sure you understand the inventory well, what kind of debt they have on it, or what kind of things they have on them, how they're being maintained, records, service records, condition. Anything you can get on a machine is a very important thing when you're doing due diligence. Sometimes you can buy this business with real estate as well. So you want to look at either leasing or buying the real estate. So the transfer of a lease, renewal terms, and so forth. And this is for dry cleaners specifically, not for this space, but there's an environmental or solvent history. There's different things related to that, but I'll talk about this on a different video. And then you want to look into, of course, employees, because I said this is the key thing. And you want to look into contracts, or you want to look into, if it's residential, you want to look at customers and how many we have and competition and things like that. Now, I have a more in-depth custom due diligence checklist. If you want to get that one, send me a private message or just book in a call for my LinkedIn. I'll be able to give it to you. As far as valuations, it's typically going to range in between 3x to up to 4.2x as far as seller's discretionary earnings. So that's the actual total net profit with all the add backs that you're going to see from the actual business for sale. If it has newer machines, cleaner books, better people, of course, you're going to pay higher multiples. If that's on the lower side, you're going to pay lower multiples. It's fairly simple related to how you're going to be able to do 3x or 4 to 2. Biggest issues is probably utility costs, that you can't get financing as it's not as straightforward to getting financing from SBA or other loans or commercial loans. And then you need to look into the location. That potentially can also reduce value, by the way, and you can look into the property or leasing the property. Buying for real estate is going to have more control, of course. It's going to be a way higher multiple because of that. Um, Leasing, it's a faster close, but higher risk as well. So if you can afford it, if it makes sense, you could just get a more interesting loan on that and be able to amortize it over a longer period of time. So as I said, for the custom checklist, just DM me. If you want to get access to all the brokers locally to you to find more deals related to this industry or any other industry, just DM me. I'll show you how to do that. Or if you want to get access to the filter that has the 258 deals on market available as of November 2025, you could also DM me or just book a call with me. Hopefully this was helpful, and let me know if you want me to do more videos like this or just comment down below. Thank you for watching.